Welcome back to the story of Injustice. Now, this is a part of the complete story series here at Comicstorian, the only place to get your comic book recaps dramatically read back to you involving music, voiceovers, and sometimes sound effects. If you enjoy this, please subscribe because we do it to all kinds of comic books from independent to DC to Marvel. And all alterations to the panels, text, and images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by its respective companies. Now, if you are unaware of this storyline, Injustice Gods Among Us is the story of Superman finally snapping and deciding to rule the planet with an iron fist. Over the course of 5 years, Batman and Superman have duked it out, ending with Batman summoning an entire Justice League from another universe. While Batman's plan has been enacted, though, Harley Quinn has become a good guy and is dealing with her own demons, primarily that alternate Joker coming back from the dead by joining this universe. To help with the confusion, the Injustice Justice League I will call by their real names, so Bruce, Clark, Barry Allen, that kind of a thing. In the good universe, I will refer to as their superhero names, so Superman, Batman, and the Flash, if the story has both in there. Now, when we last left off, Harley Quinn had finally stood up against the Joker after freeing him from his cell and bringing him to the Joker gang. But now that her friends have fled, she may have another problem, because the Joker stands before her not amused with his followers that she has brought to him, backing him up. He asks his followers, "Which of you want to be my new sidekick?" And they all cheer out, wanting to replace Harley. With a smile, he tells them, "Beautiful! We'll form an orderly line according to shoe size." And then he winds up to smack Harley. "I'll be right with you." Meanwhile, over at Stryker's Island, where Batman, Bruce Wayne, and Green Arrow are trying to stage their escape, Clark stands before them with his eyes glowing red. "I perfected this world before so many lives were lost, Bruce, because I held back, when what I should have done is used all of my power." Back in the bar with Joker and Harley, the Joker throws Harley into a wall, lifting her by her throat, and he notices something. Her throat seems firm. "Did you take a green pill?" And with that, she kicks him back. If you're just now joining us, the green pills allow for the average fighter to gain superhuman strength to fight against the likes of the metas, except this just makes Harley more powerful than the Joker. The Joker gang grabs some chains and bats and they begin to jump in against Harley, except that with her strength, she throws them around, knocking them all out, leaving only her and the Joker. The slight problem is that the Joker got his hands on a pill as well, and he throws Harley through the wall into the alleyway. They walk outside where he lifts a bus over his head and he stares at her. "I'm not mad, Harley, just disappointed," and he drops the bus on her. Back at Stryker Island, Clark is staring down at Bruce. "Crime took my family as well, Clark. Don't you dare, Bruce. You weren't the gun. Goodbye." And Batman, Bruce, and Green Arrow all jump off the side of the island to their certain deaths. Back at the bar, Joker lifts up a sheet showing Harley that while he was throwing her around, he also managed to catch her friends. Just as Batman, Bruce, and Green Arrow are all about to fall on some shark and pony rocks from their jump, Cyborg manages to get the Watchtower's teleporter working and poof, they vanish. But back with Harley, she looks over at the Joker holding a knife to one of her friends. "I don't want to kill you, Harley. I want to break you." Harley finally breaks down. "You won't hurt them, right? If I just play nice?" "Yes, I actually believe you now, but just let me kill one to be sure." And with a crack of a pipe, it strikes Joker on the back of his head as one of Harley's friends that was injured from earlier has gotten up to stomp him. The Joker turns around and stabs Gary to Harley's horror. Then he takes her by the hand and he drags her outside. There was nothing that she could do. If she had fought against him, she would have lost all of her friends. She had to make sure that Larry, Perry, Terry, Jerry, and Barry were all fine. But while this is happening, Clark has launched himself up to the Watchtower to stop whoever was teleporting everyone. And as he gets close to it, Cyborg set it to explode. As they drive around the city, Joker brings up that in his dimension, he has a nuke all ready to go. Except here, he doesn't have that. So he needs something big. Big enough to display his destruction. And that's when he sees Lex flying overhead in his giant mech suit. And he shoots him down with a missile. Lex crash lands into a regime vehicle and he gets out telling them, "Unless you want Superman to succeed, step aside." Harley asks, "Are you really gonna stop Superman?" But Joker stops her. "Only speak when spoken to, Harley, unless you want me to stab another friend. Now go relieve Lex of his suit." So Harley begins opening fire on Lex with her guns, only to have them bounce all off of Lex's shield. She then grabs a sewer manhole cover and throws it at him, but he blocked that as well. Then she jumped in to fight him with fists, only to be bounced back by his shields again. The Joker twirls his knife as she lands next to him and he informs her, "You're fired." He then puts the knife to her shoulder and he tells her, "Don't worry though, there's a generous severance package for you back at the bar." And she finally got the nerve to say it. No. Lex fires a shock over at Joker, telling Harley, "You'll thank me later." But she stops him, telling Lex that the Joker is hers. She then proceeded to beat the tar out of the Joker until even Lex told her that she didn't have to kill him. And then she turned to Lex, telling him, "Get back to stopping Superman, because I'll handle these goons." So she went back to fighting against the Joker's goons, and Lex went back to his fateful meeting with Clark. He called him out, "Superman, your time is over." He armed the weapon that Deathstroke brought back to him, and he locked it in on Clark up in the skies. He took aim, and he prepared for Superman's arrival. Harley really didn't know what happened next. Was he unable to fire on a friend? Or maybe his weapon jammed? Either way, Superman landed on top of Lex's suit and tore it open and ended him. While that was going on, Harley returned to the bar where her friends were waiting for her, unaware of what just happened. And that concludes this chapter of Injustice Ground Zeroes. Now, like I said before, this is the storyline that is happening during the Injustice video game. The next episode will be the conclusion to Ground Zeroes and the conclusion to the original Injustice video game, which will then allow us to begin telling you the story of Injustice 2, prepping for the actual video game. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to keep up to date on what's going on with the Injustice comic book series, because we bring you the most epic versions of it. Not that Comics Explained guy. Yeah, I'm calling him out. He doesn't know what he's doing. Anyway, follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Comicstorian, and if you really like me, everyone go over to Comics Explained's channel and go down to his comments and be like, "Benny's better than you. He told me to say that." Just go do that. I would really appreciate it. I'll see you guys next time right here.